Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the difference between departure assist and lane keeping and MG Pilot. There does seem to be a lot of confusion as to whether you want lane keeping assist on or MG Pilot, when to use which, etc. So first of all, lane keep assist. It does not work under 37 miles an hour, so it's no good around town, whereas MG Pilot will. It will follow the vehicle in front right down to a standstill and move off if you don't stop or if you move off within 3 seconds. If it's more than 3 seconds, then you'll have to either hit resume button or touch the throttle and the car will then start to move off again. So first of all, departure assist, which is in the lane assist system. What that does is when your speed is over 37 miles an hour, it will detect the white lines in the middle of the road or on the side of the road. And when it detects those, it will try and keep the car within those lines and it will warn you. But it's quite a jerky sort of jerk back into your line. If you cross the line, it will go blue first and then it will go red and make a sound as well. And it's not very pleasant when you're driving along country roads. So just to remind you, we have departure assist on. So what will happen? Okay, we're entering a national speed limit now. Oh, yep, and it started to steer again. It's not letting me move over the lines. Don't know why I did that. I was in the middle of my lane at the time. Okay, we're active again. This is why I don't have this active. Interesting. I mean, it sort of steers, but it's a bit sort of violent. And it thought I crossed the red line there. Crossed the the line there, blue line turned to red, and that's why I got that little beep. It's a bit all over the place. This is a moderately windy B road. Yeah, it's quite... Yeah, I wouldn't recommend lane keep assist, not on roads like this anyway. detected the cyclist, and then I crossed the line without signalling. Okay, it's going to deactivate now. Cross the line again, deliberately. Right, let's change it to lane keeping. Lane assist system with lane keeping is better, in the sense that the car actually steers itself and it's a lot more, it flows a lot better. So it is constantly trying to keep you in the lane. Now obviously if it loses the lane markings, then you have to carry on steering the car. I mean, you've got to keep your hands on the steering wheel all the time anyway. If it does lose, blue lines disappear and you have to carry on steering. You can use this all without ACC on. So you can use it on, as I demonstrated on my video in a few moments. You will see you can drive along standard roads, A roads, B roads, with lane keeping assist on, and it will do a reasonable job. However, if your speed goes below 37 miles an hour, it will turn off and there is no assist at all. Over the line. Okay, it's tracked both lines. It's turned itself off now as we approach a mini roundabout. Is actually steering in this mode, in lane keeping. So departure alert just corrects you, brings you back onto the right side of the road, and lane keeping will actually steer for you without adaptive cruise control on. So it's still steering. I just lost the lines there. That's because our speed dropped below 37 miles an hour. Whereas if it was in MG Pilot, that would have done everything automatically. But we'll do that in a moment. Okay, speed's over 37 miles an hour. It's now back steering itself. Got the lines at the moment, therefore I'm having to steer. It's now locked on. Okay, now I'm going to turn it off. MG Pilot is quite different. First of all, ACC, Adaptive Cruise Control. That will adjust your speed according to the vehicle in front, if it's going slower than you, or will cruise at the target speed set on the system. To set the Adaptive Cruise Control, you pull the Adaptive Cruise Control lever, which is the little lever beneath the indicator headlight lever. Pull it one click from the front towards you, and that will put it into the standby state. Then when you are at the set speed you want to be going at, just press the end button and it will then set the speed. If you want to increase the speed, just lift the lever up briefly and it will increase it to the next 5 mile an hour speed setting. So if you set the speed at 41 miles an hour, flicking the lever up will set it at 45. Flicking the lever up again will set it to 50. If you flick the lever down, it will go down to 45. Down again, back down to 40. If you want to set it at 47, just hold the lever up until it gets to the desired speed, or if you want to reduce the speed, hold the lever down until it gets to the desired speed. To pause Adaptive Cruise Control, either touch the brakes or just push the lever back until you feel resistance, but not all the way back, so that it clicks into the off state. So that's Adaptive Cruise Control. You can adjust the distance between you and the vehicle in front by rotating the dial clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on how close you want to be to the vehicle in front. Personally, I feel that on its furthest setting it's still too close to the vehicle in front. I wish that it was a lot further, but that's how it's been designed. Why don't they make the distance any further back? When I was taught to drive, I was always taught only full brakes 2-second rule. So if you can say that, vehicle in front, and then you going past it, only full brakes 2-second rule, then you're far enough away from the vehicle in front. If it's damp, you do the 4-second rule, which is the same thing, but just repeat it twice. But it's still too close for me. The Nissan Leaf I had before was just the same. Maybe it's just the way the systems are made, I don't know, but I'm not keen on it. Anyway, on to MG Pilot. So MG Pilot, you set it up the same as you set up ACC, Adaptive Cruise Control. So you set the speed you want to set it at by pushing the button in when it's in the standby state. But then to activate MG Pilot, you do 2 tugs towards you. That then engages MG Pilot, which is the suite of safety aids that MG have devised. It will work below 37 miles an hour. It will work right down to a standstill or 2 or 3 miles an hour, depending on how fast the traffic in front of you is going. So that is probably one of the main differences between Lane Keep Assist and MG Pilot. I don't like Lane Keep Assist, and so I personally never have it turned on. I like MG Pilot now the car has got the 2nd generation comfort system update, so that it doesn't bong every time I try to change lanes. so it's a much quieter drive and it won't wake the passengers if they're dozing. I just found it very, very irritating, so much so that I stopped using it, and the bongs have gone pretty much. I'm very happy to use it. I have a little video showing you it working on a B road. It's a fairly gentle, windy road, and it works surprisingly well. And the car will slow down and speed up. Now, what you have to watch out with Adaptive Cruise Control and MG Pilot is that you want to disengage it when you're approaching traffic lights or roundabouts, especially if you're at the front of the queue, or the car in front of you goes onto the roundabout but you have to slow down and stop because then there's another car on the roundabout. Because if you don't disengage it, the car will just suddenly speed up. So you have to be in control of the car the whole time, be aware of your surroundings. So I've started MG Pilot by pulling the lever into the on ready state position. Now I'm just going to get up to speed. As a lot of vehicles turn right here, they're not going very fast, so I'll just wait. Actually no, let's set speed. It's set at 41 miles an hour. So this is just ACC set at the moment. Okay, so the car should slow down now. Yep, it's doing it all by itself. That's ACC. Okay, I've set ACC to 60 miles an hour because we're on a national speed limit road. And now I'm going to enable MG Pilot by doing the double tug back towards me of the ACC lever. So 1, 2. Now it's picked up the lines and it's following the vehicle in front. It's steering the car. Doing a good job of it, actually. Car slowed down because the vehicle in front of the vehicle in front of me is only doing about 50 miles an hour. Excuse the rattle, that is my receiver for my microphone rattling against the camera support. So at the moment I've got this set up in the furthest away it possibly can be, which is still too close for my liking, and to change it you rock this lever and it will now get even closer to the vehicle in front. So this is on the closest setting, which is too close as far as I'm concerned. So that's the medium setting and that's the furthest away setting, and the car is braking. The vehicle in front is braking anyway, but to get a decent distance away the car automatically braked in that situation. KERS does not work. Okay, and right, we better stop. Okay, let's resume. So to resume MG pilots, you just pull it back once towards you, and you've got the two blue lines on either side. So even though it's just a curve and a dotted white line in the middle, it's doing a very good job. Right, I'm now going to cancel it by pushing it away from me, because I'm going to pull over on the left and stop in just a moment. Okay, here we go. And the return journey. So resume. So it's still picking up. I'm sure it's improved since the comfort update. Okay, we're getting up to speed, but we're going to have to slow down in a moment. When's it going to pick up the car in front? It is now, and we're slowing down. Okay, I've hit resume, and here we go. MG Pilot detecting the white lines on both sides of the car. Now MG Pilot will work at speeds less than 37 miles an hour, whereas Lane Keep Assist will not. Oh, 40 miles an hour. How boring. Right, let's bung it into sport. Let's turn off MG Pilot. ACC system disconnected, and let's see if we can, if there's anywhere safe to pass this slow car in front. Okay, I'll be able to see in a second whether it's safe or not. Yes, okay, here we go. No more opportunities to overtake now, and more cars doing 40 and a 60 and hitting the brake pedal. Oh well, let's resume MG Pilot. pilot is now active. Car in front slowing down because we're approaching a roundabout. And we're now doing less than... This MG pilot is still active. We're now doing 30. Slowing right down, MG pilot is still active. Right, okay, time to signal, so that's turn to O. Yeah, don't go into a roundabout with MG pilot active. MG pilot following distance works exactly the same as adaptive cruise control. When you signal to overtake, it disengages MG pilot, you can change lanes, and then it will automatically refine the lanes once it sees clearly defined lane markings. So, in a nutshell, departure assist tries to keep you in lane. Lane keeping will steer for you if the speed is over 37 miles an hour. MG pilot will steer and also add adaptive cruise control into the mix. And also, when you're on the motorway in congested traffic and you've got vehicles on either side of you, it will detect the traffic on either side of you and keep a watch of that as well, especially if you try and change lanes, it will warn you. Okay, this is a reminder. You can have lane keep assist turned off and still use MG pilot. MG pilot will steer the car and will also adjust your speed to the speed of the vehicle in front or drive at your set speed. As I've said previously, I do not like lane departure warning. It lurches the car back into lane. It's not very pleasant. It certainly doesn't work very well on fairly straight B roads. I'm not that keen on lane keep assist either. I'm pretty certain that MG Pilot has all of those built into it anyway. When you change lanes with MG Pilot without signalling, it will chime at you. That's MG Pilot. And that works beautifully, especially on motorways. It does work on other roads, but I wouldn't generally recommend it. It's a lot safer for you to be in control of the car on the windy roads and rather than rely on MG Pilot or lane keep assist. Personally, I always turn lane keep assist off, have MG Pilot on dual carriageways and motorways. And if it's a pretty straight road, A road, then I might use it. I only used it in this instance just to demonstrate. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will speak to you again soon.